Now the next sutta is 5.5.48. The Buddha said, monks, there are these 5 states not to be got to by recluse or Brahmin, by Deva, Mara or Brahma, nor by anyone in the world. What 5? Where aging brings no old age. That state is not to be got to by recluse or Brahmin, etc. Where sickening brings no sickness, nor dying, death, nor wasting, destruction, nor ending brings the end. That state is not to be got to by recluse or Brahmin, by Deva, Mara or Brahma, nor by anyone in the world. Monks, to the unlearned average man, aging brings old age, and when he is old, he reflects not thus. Not to me only does aging bring old age, but wheresoever there is a coming and going, a passing on and a rising of creatures, to all aging brings old age. And if when old age comes, I should mourn and pine, weep and wail, and beat the breast and fall into distraction. Enemies would rejoice while friends would grieve. Food would not please me, ugliness would come upon my body, affairs would be neglected, and enemies would rejoice while friends would grieve. And when old age comes, he mourns, pines, weeps, wails, beats his breast, and falls into distraction. Monks, this man is called an unlearned average man. Pierced by the poison dart of sorrow, he just torments himself. Again, monks, to the unlearned average man, sickening brings sickness, dying death, wasting destruction, and ending brings the end. And when the end is near, he reflects not thus. Not to me only does ending bring the end, but wheresoever there is a coming and going of creatures, a passing on and an arising, to all ending brings the end. And if when the end is near, I should mourn and pine, weep and wail, and beat the breast and fall into distraction, enemies would rejoice while friends would grieve. Food would not please me, ugliness would come upon my body, affairs would be neglected, and enemies would rejoice while friends would weep. And when the end is near, he mourns, pines, weeps, wails, beats his breast and falls into distraction. Monks, this man is called an unlearned average man. Pierced by the poison dart of sorrow, he just torments himself. To the learned Aryan disciple also, monks, aging brings old age. But when he is old, he does reflect in that aforesaid way, that not to me only does ending bring the end, but wheresoever there is a coming going of creatures, a passing on, etc., etc. And when age comes, he does not mourn, nor pine, nor weep, nor wail, nor beat his breast, nor fall into distraction. Monks, this man is called a learned Aryan disciple. Drawn out is the poison dart of sorrow with which the unlearned average man torments himself. The sorrowless, dart-free Aryan disciple has cooled the self entirely. So also to the learned Aryan disciple, sickening brings sickness, dying death, wasting destruction, ending the end. And when the end is near, he reflects in a like manner. That is, not only to me does ending bring the end, but wheresoever there is a coming, going of creatures, etc., etc. Monks, this man is called a learned Aryan disciple. Drawn out is the poison dart of sorrow with which the unlearned average man torments himself. The sorrowless, dart-free Aryan disciple has cooled the self entirely. Monks, these are the 5 states not to be got to by recluse or Brahmin, by Deva, Mara or Brahma, or by anyone in the world. That's the end of the sutta. Here basically is saying that no being can avoid aging, sickness and dying. Although the form it takes may vary. For example, in the heavenly world, it is not so visible. You don't see the aging so visible. An ordinary person, Putujana, does not reflect properly when he's old or when he's dying, that all beings must grow old and die. And so he does not accept aging and tries to make himself, for example, look younger. He does not accept death and looks for all ways to cure himself. But one who understands the Dhamma accepts aging. He grows old gracefully. When death comes, he knows he's lived his life skillfully, and he's not remorseful, because he knows he's bound for a good rebirth. So that's about this sutta. The last thing I like to say is a lot of people, when they are sick, for example, with cancer, etc., they rush here and there trying to look for a cure because they don't accept death. But if they find a cure, they are very, very happy. But then they forget that cure is only for a short while, and death will come again to visit them. So, but a person who understands the Dhamma, he accepts all these things, growing old, sickening, dying. So when death comes, he accepts it gracefully, as you saw the other day, this lady who came from Ipoh, in spite of being so sick, she came so determined to come. And after coming for that robe offering, the next few days, she's been in extremely high spirits, very good spirits.